Oh, hello. How are you? I wasn't expecting a visit. Oh, you don't know who I am? Well, I'm shocked. Why are you here if you don't know? Well, they call me many names. Some may call me a relator, a recounter, a romancer, a chronicler, bard, storyteller. It's a lonely old life now, but you know that. It is what it is, eh? We always go through times like these, and we always come back the stronger for it. Some of the tales I tell reflect these feelings. That's what they are made for. And that is why you're here, is it not? For a majestic tale to take you on a journey on these cold, wintry nights. Well, what say you? Is it time for a tale? Right, let me see now. Tales about... Oh, this one! No, you don't want that. Knights, dragons, castles, politicians, no. Oh, yes! It's no good. We've heard all of these stories before. I know. How about a brand new story? Right. Well, let me think. I have it. It's just on the tip of my mind. If this is going to work, I'm going to need you all to focus with me. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. In, out. One more time, the biggest breath in you can muster. And out. Relax. Comfortable? Good. Now, let your imagination take you on a journey with me, including you older ones. What's missing? Oh, I know. And music. Unlike our own life adventure, this tale is of a town that knows nothing of journeys. They neither liked stories, campfires, or even had an appreciation for the little things in life. This town was called Prosper, and that is all the townsfolk did. Prosper through productivity. It is all they thought they needed to do. It's all they knew how to do. Each day they'd wake and go about their days. The adults worked in offices and the children studied hard at school, in the hopes of working themselves one day. The sun shone every day, all year round. Productivity was the aim of the game, although there were no games in Prosper. No fun at all. Work and efficiency were so integral to life in Prosper, they even incorporated it proudly into their town motto.
You're either working hard or you're hardly working.
That was the mayor of Prosper. His job was to ensure that it was always prosperous, productive, and efficient.
Mayor, I have the weekly productivity results here.
And that was the speaker, the right-hand man of the mayor. A real stickler for stats, stocks, and stature, that one. It was on this particular day, however, towards the end of the 12th month of summer, when something drastically changed. The early morning alarms for work went off around the town. People emerged from their slumberous beds, expecting the usual bright, warm welcome from the sun, only to find...
Darkness?
Cold.
Oh, what's this?
Snow. There's snow everywhere, all over the ground.
No! Where is it? Where has it gone?
What's happening?
Oh, it's gone!
Why is it dark?
Tell us what's happening!
My dear fellow Prosperous, it makes me very, very sad to tell you. The sun has gone.
But what are you going to do? We can't work without the sun.
When will he be back?
Maybe we can rest until he comes back.
West? West? Don't be ridiculous. No westing. We can't. What about productivity? What about prosperity? What about efficiency?
This is who we are. This is who we've been for generations.
How can we work in the cold and dark?
Well, maybe we can melt the snow.
Get the hairdryers. Make a fire. There. No, not there.
Yeah, but the wood's wet, we can't build fires.
Oh, the wood's wet.
What about a hot water bottle?
We're going to start in freezing because there's no work. The wood's wet.
What are we going to do?
I can't see.
Feel my fingers are jumping up. Can you do anything?
We'll freeze.
No, the crops will fail. We'll starve.
Stop! Oh, no, I can't stop! I'm
We need to find the sun.
just had a very brilliant idea. Why don't we go and get the sun? Ha! Genius. Now, if only we knew where he was, I would go and get him back straight away.
An excellent idea, Mayor. How lucky we are to have you.
Hello. I know where he is. I can see him. Hello. I know where he is.
Sorry, who speaks?
Kay.
Okay. Okay.
And how is it that a young lady like you knows where to find the sun?
Easy.
Hmm?
It's over there. Look.
If you looked closely, or had the sharp eyes of a child, you would see out on the horizon was the faintest glimmer of sunlight.
Ah. Yes. Well, quite right. Yes. Well, obviously, I can't go and get the sun. It's so far, and I don't know the way. I've never left town. It's scary out there. I mean, it could get scary here if I was not around to ensure there was a promotion waiting for whoever goes and brings back the sun.
What's she talking about? It's gone over the wall. It's no one's gone over the wall because no one knows what's over there. Right? Well
I'll
done.
go.
You will?
But you are so puny. And a child. A child. A child. Ugh, I hate that word.
The girl decided to ignore the speaker's hurtful words, even though she felt her courage drop sharply. She steeled herself against his relentless onslaught of belittling comments.
I mean, he's just over there. I can see him, so it shouldn't take too long.
Oh, what a brave little one we have here. Oh, a hero, a true saint. We're saved.
Hurrah!
Well, go on, child. Time is money. You have to be quick. Head straight there and straight back here to me. No stopping, no distractions, and absolutely no resting.
There are tales of beyond the wall, of strange, mysterious things that can lead you astray. Without the sun, this town is doomed. The livelihoods of the people of Prosper depend on it.
Oh, please, hurry, Kay. Oh, yes, it's so cold.
And remember, no resting.
With all the urgency the girl could muster, she ran home, through the panicked streets, to pack a small bag for the journey. She put on her warmest clothes and found an old dusty box. It belonged to her grandma. In it were some knitted gloves, a hat, and a scarf. Grandma never told the girl why she knitted them. She always found it strange when it had only been warm and sunny here in Prosper. But they would come in handy now. The girl decided not to find and tell her parents. There was just no time in all the commotion. So she quickly jotted down a note for them instead.
Gone over the wall to find the sun. Be back soon.
Of course, she wouldn't be there to hear her parents' reaction when they found out this was true and not some silly childish prank. The girl made her way back through the crowds of troubled people to the woodland grove at the edge of the town. She could hear the echo of the townsfolk behind her, still sounding desperate. And there, in front of her, was a small stone wall, topped with snow, marking the edge between town and wilderness.
There's some wall.
The girl walked up to the wall and peered over.
Looks normal to me.
Then she climbed over.
See? Easy peasy. I don't know why they're all so scared.
Neither do I.
Who said that? Who's there? Show yourself or else I have a stick.
I'm down here.
The girl looked down and saw that below her, at knee height, sat a brilliantly white fox.
I'm not a dog. Only dogs like sticks. Though if you did want to throw it, I wouldn't say no.
You're a fox. And you speak.
Yes, I am. How observant. And you're over the wall now, so of course I speak.
I don't understand. How does crossing over a wall make foxes speak?
Well, if more people came over, then they'd find out. Not too many people, though, because then it would stop.
Well, what would stop?
Don't you know anything? The magic! The magic would stop.
Magic?
Everyone knows there's magic where people aren't. Well, except people, obviously.
Oh, no one said anything about magic. Oh, I can't deal with magic. Oh, no. I'm wasting time already. No. Concentrate. I have to find him.
There is no waste with time. And who are you looking for?
No. Can't say. Sorry, have to go.
Oh, I see. You're a foxist, are you? Oh, classic human trait. Always scared of what they don't know.
I'm not. And I'm not scared.
Prove it.
The sun is gone. It's not funny.
The sun will be back. Don't worry. He's just gone away.
Well, he can't go away.
Well, that's not fair.
We need him back. The town people need him back.
Wow, okay. Must be a mighty important town then.
So, I'm going on a journey to bring him back.
Ah, fun and adventure! Can I come?
Well, okay. Just don't hold me up. Now, he's over there.
Ah, south, yeah. He goes that way to rest when the snow starts to fall.
South, yeah, I knew that. I just have to catch up with him. We've got to be quick and save the town.
Right-o, kiddo. We best go and save your town.
The girl and the fox set off on their journey from the wall together. As they passed through the other side of the grove, they were greeted with a sorry sight. Rows upon rows of tree stumps stood motionless, all topped with snow, the remains of Prosper's years of productivity. The fox sighed, but trotted on. The girl stood for a while, staring, and she snapped herself back and set off after the fox. The girl was glad of the snow, as it helped her to see, and she was also glad of the company. Even though she wouldn't admit it, she was starting to feel a little scared. They chatted along the way, and the snow started to fall.
Looks like the stars are falling.
That's snow, that is. It comes from the sky and tells us all to rest.
No, we can't rest. The town depends on it.
You people are funny.
They'd walked for a short while, and the girl could barely see the rooftops of her town by the time they came to a wall of trees.
The forest.
What's in the forest? It's dark.
Oh, many a magical thing. Some nice and some dangerous, but don't worry, kiddo. This is my world, and my nose and eyes will keep us from danger.
The dark cluster of trees towered above them both. Within was dark, and there was no way of seeing through to the other side.
Come on, south is this way.
So Fox led the way through the forest. The girl found it hard to see, but she could make out the dim white fur of the fox in front of her. Although it was dark, she could hear semblances of the world going on around. Was the fox tricking her, leading her astray? The girl would never know, and the fox was her best bet at finding the sun in time.
I'm scared.
Don't worry, Kay. Trust me. Not far now.
What's that?
The fox and the girl entered a moonlit clearing in the forest. 3 huge creatures twisted and groaned in conversation.
What do you mean, I have to sleep? You sleep,
said the oak tree.
I have been sleeping for so long already. It's your turn.
The holly tree replied. They were at a stalemate, their trunks buckling against one another. They turned to the third figure, the yew tree.
Don't look at me. I'm not the one who needs rest. I'm the one who helps others to rest, watching the world go by each passing year.
Yes, well, it's all right for you. You can rest as and when you please. Your life isn't bound by the seasons.
Well, you've been awake much longer than you should have, Oak. And now it's my turn.
No one wants to look upon a holly, though. All those prickles and red berries. It's simply distasteful.
Oh, do get off your high trunk. Just because you're revered as being more useful, it doesn't mean I'm no needed. Everyone loves to have me around this time of year. And now, it's finally here.
Oak, your leaves, they are falling.
No, my leaves! My beautiful, bountiful canopy of leaves! No,
I told you this would happen when you had squirrels last month, but would you be believing me?
No, it can't be!
We're being watched.
The trees froze, looking over at their new visitor.
Stay perfectly still. It'll go away.
What is it?
Human.
Human? What's a smelly human doing out here?
I can hear you, you know.
It speaks.
So do you.
It's talking to us.
Ignore them, child of humankind. It has been a long, long time since one of your kind tried to speak with us.
What do you mean?
You don't know about the time before.
The time before? Before when? I'm only little.
Well, it's so hard to tell. You're all so small. Until you come with your axes.
Have you come to axe us?
No. We're on our way to find the sun.
That's right!
Oh my!
What are you all doing?
The fox poked its head out from behind Oak.
Fox, what have I told you about sneaking up on me?
Well, it's not my fault if you make it so easy. Hey, at least I didn't bark. Huh? Get it? 'Cause you're a tree?
Winter has come again, and it is time for the holly and the oak to be changing places.
Winter. Change places.
Winter is the time when the sun stays away longer, bringing all this glorious cold and snow. Surely you know this.
The oak season is in summer, and the winter is her time to rest. The holly rests in summer, and in winter it is her time to wake. They fight about it every year.
But it has been such a long summer.
But it's always summer. That's the way it should be.
That is the way it has been for a long time now. But it has not always been that way.
And I have been through it all. Worked this hard for so long. And for what? To be told to hide away now?
My grandma said rest is good for us natural folk.
I'm not sure. My town can't rest. It's not good for them.
See what I mean? No fighting this time. The girl will decide.
Decide?
That's not fair.
Girl, you decide which one of us should rest and which one of us should stay awake. Only one of us can.
How can I decide that?
By choosing which of us is more important.
I would love to, but I really can't stop. I've got to keep going.
She remembered the words of the mayor and his speaker.
Come on, kiddo. We can still see the sun. We have time.
It'll only take a moment. We shall all make our plea, and then you shall decide.
Okay, they need our help.
The girl was reluctant, but she agreed.
Okay. What are your peas?
It's, please.
Oh, whatever. What are your peas?
I am revered by the gods, the tree of kings and queens. Common folk adore me, as do birds, beasts, and bees. I help build ships and houses, strong, sturdy, and tall. Nothing can compare to my majesty, even when my leaves do fall.
I, on the other hand, am the tree of winter, the bringer of colour in a world of white, a prickly customer for hungry deer who on my lower branches do bite. My berries bring food when elsewhere is bare. I protect houses from lightning and fairies I scare. I'm lovable, really, and truly do care.
And you?
I am the Deathbringer, revered and feared. My berry fruit is delicious, but death is in my seeds. My bark is toxic, but cancers it heals. My wood has fueled wars your kind loves to fight. I was crafted into bows so you could take land by might. And the final way in which I do dispatch, if I dislike a branch, it'll quickly detach. So beware, O campers who seek me as shelter. Your life could end with a snap. Though my life would continue, as the branch made its roots, The camper its compost apart from the boots. The tree of death I am called, but also resurrection. The seasons don't rule me. I've an evergreen complexion.
The girl thought about what she had heard and tried to think of the fairest decision possible. It took a few moments, but after deliberating long and hard, she said,
Well, it seems like you all help so much when you're awake. I think you should all stay around all the time. But if I have to choose... You have worked so hard and are loved and are useful for people, but Oak, I think it should be your turn to rest.
But...
Oak, you have worked so amazingly hard for so long. Aren't you tired?
Well...
And your leaves are falling out. That can't be good.
The oak tree considered this for a moment.
Fine. I suppose you're all right. Admittedly, now I come to think of it, I am rather tired.
Thank you for your help, human. Would you care to sit with us a while? You look tired yourself.
We have come a long way today. We should rest for a short while as well.
The girl's feet were feeling tired, and she was starting to feel cold. But she knew she had to continue and find the sun as soon as possible for her town.
Oh, thank you kindly for the offer. I am feeling a bit tired, but I'm afraid I can't rest. I need to get the sun back.
In that case, have a gift from us for all of your help. Take some wood from us to burn when winter nights get cold.
Sadly, it cannot be mine. The smoke is deadly.
Wow, you really are a deadly tree.
It is the way I was made. I never intend harm. Just be careful how you make use of me.
I've been awake for so long now. I don't need all this dead wood. Take some of it as a thank you.
The girl took some bundles of wood from the oak and placed them in her bag, not knowing how she could make use of them, but grateful for the gift nonetheless. It's the thought that counts.
Thank you.
But for now, I'm afraid I must sleep. Watch out for me in spring, for I'll be sure to wake before ash.
As her leaves fell and the light of her bark dimmed, the oak tree settled down for the season, while she sang herself to sleep.
If the oak before the ash, then we'll only have a splash. If the ash before the oak, then we'll surely have a soak.
And with that, the oak tree rested, until it was time for her to wake once more. The girl and the fox left the grove, saying goodbye to her wooden friends. The fox led the way, and the light started reappearing as the forest grew thinner. The girl looked up and could see more white falling down. The bare wooded canopy above rustled as the girl and the fox walked on. The pair walked a while longer when the snow started falling heavier and heavier. The girl donned her grandma's woolly hat. She was starting to grow cold, tired, and...
I can't tell if that was you or me.
Are you hungry too?
So hungry. Well, we have been walking all day.
All day? Oh, how can you tell?
It's part of my built-in instincts, and another one of my superpowers, if you will. And the birds tell me. Listen. You hear the birds? They're saying goodnight to each other. It's getting to usual evening time now.
And we still haven't found the sun. Oh, how is it taking so long? I'm hungry and tired and so cold.
Oh, what's that? Can you smell it? Oh, it smells so delicious.
Food? Where? Oh, I can't smell it.
Let's just say it's another one of my super duper super special superpowers. Nose power. This way.
With that, the fox bounded off in front with the girl swiftly following behind. Her legs were weak, and her face, hands, and feet ice cold, but she knew if she could just eat some warm food, it would help her continue her journey.
Woo-hoo!
Yes!
Dinner!
Oh, yes! Get in! I'm so hungry, I can't wait to eat.
The girl and the fox stopped abruptly at the side of a rocky mountain. A cave opened up into the side, and within it was a light that shone with a comfortable warmth and a smell which invited their stomachs to feast. However, it was not this that had stopped them. It was the deep, roaring sound coming from within.
What is making that terrible noise?
Take a look.
You take a look. It could be a monster.
Are there monsters here?
I mean, I haven't seen one, but just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Right?
There's no such things as monsters. Have a peek. 'Cause you're the smallest.
Oh, I see. A foxy standard sizest, are you? Well, if I'm going, you're coming with me.
Fine.
They crept into the cave, slowly looking around to see what the noise could be. As they got closer and closer, the warmth and smell of food grew ever stronger. Suddenly, the girl slipped on, slid into the fox, and crashed into a round, rocky homestead with a fire, a stove, and a bear lying on a rug in the middle of the room.
It's been so long since I saw anyone. Is it time to wake up?
Well, that depends
Oh,
on when it was you went to sleep.
me? Well, when the snow came, of course.
That was 2 bird choruses ago.
Oh, well. It definitely isn't time for me to wake up then. Although I could do with some supper. Hungry?
The girl, the fox, and the bear sat and ate fish stew, which the bear had cooked to snack on through the winter. The girl told the bear all about her adventure so far, and her need to retrieve the sun.
You have a way to go yet. If I remember rightly. He's on the other side of the mountain.
We'll have to climb a mountain? Oh, I'm so tired.
Maybe you should both rest in the warmth before continuing your journey.
Oh, please.
Even though the girl was feeling her eyelids becoming heavy and her muscles aching, she said,
I'm so tired. But I really do need to find the sun. I've stopped enough already helping the trees and having food, and my town needs the sun to come back.
You seem so concerned with helping others, you forgot to help yourself too. But maybe humans are different to us animals. Maybe they need less rest than we do.
The bear looked towards the fox, who had fallen comfortably and silently asleep by the warm fire. The girl knew she should let the fox sleep, and wished she could rest for a while too. But Prosper was depending on her. So she decided she would continue the journey alone.
Only thing is, I don't know the way. I can't see the sun anymore.
Follow the cave through the mountain to the plains on the other side. From there you will see him more clearly. But be careful, Kay. The weather grows treacherous and cold. Take some food for your journey.
What if I get lost?
Look for me in the night sky. Follow my back until you see the brightest star in the sky. The North Star. That way you will always know which way is north, south, east, and west. Very sleepy now. Nighty-night, bear.
With that, the girl said goodbye to the bear, patted her sleeping friend, the fox, on the head, packed her bag with some food, and continued through the cave into darkness once more.
I'm asleep. I'm asleep.
Around a bend, the girl could see a faint humming glow. As she peeked around the corner, she found herself staring into a hall of brightly shining, humming mushrooms, each of them a different color. She stood, soaking it all in. The girl continued her way through the cave. She'd been walking for a while, the steps slippy, and although it was warmer in the cave, the wet from the walls began seeping into her clothes and shoes. After following the narrow and tight corridors of the cave, the girl eventually stepped into a glowing, majestic cavern. It was like stepping into a damp and dripping cathedral. She stood for a short moment's rest. A few seconds wouldn't make a difference, surely? As she stood, looking around, she became accustomed to the sound of a voice humming a tune. She began searching again to find the source of this humming. In the corner, hunched over like a stone, was a hooded figure picking up mushrooms and inspecting them. Every time a mushroom was plucked, it made a different hum. The hooded figure pitched his voice to match the tone of the mushrooms.
Curious. Closer. This one.
He stood, picking up the lantern next to him, then turned and smiled.
A visitor. I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
You live here?
Ah, no. This is my garden. I just live round the bend, past the stalagmite pit, left of the slimy rock, over the camp pool, under the stalagmite gateway, and into the cosy cavern.
That's a lot to remember.
Yes, if you don't know it in your heart. Like most things, really. We can stumble through the dark most of our lives if we don't have our heart's light to guide us.
Is that what your lantern's for?
No. That's a lantern. But it does help me find my way around here. The heart's light never runs out, never needs lighting, and can never be extinguished. All we need to do is discover it.
I feel lost. Like I'm in the dark now. My whole town is in the dark, and I'm on a mission to help them find the sun again, so we can have our light back.
Oh, I know nothing of the sun in here. I didn't even know it had gone. Many things don't need the sun to be well. Look at these mushrooms. They make their own light, just like my lantern. Just like the light of the heart. Are you sure it is the sun you seek?
Of course! We need it.
And what if it doesn't want to be found? What shall you do then? You are courageous, young one. You have much strength, yet you are blind. Seeking is not always about looking outside for the answers. If you sit quietly, you may find you already have what you are looking for.
I can't stop! I'm tired of people always telling me to stop. How can I do anything if I stop?
To not take action is also action. You may find another path by stopping.
But I can't leave my home to stay in the dark. I must carry on.
Well, if you insist. It seems like you have a long journey ahead of you, although you never know when it might end. May I give you some advice?
So long as it doesn't involve stopping.
No. You need not change anything you are doing. Simply be aware of what is happening now. Trust your senses. All of them. You will be wanting to get on your way now. Simply follow the mushrooms and you will find the way out through the mountain to the white on the other side. Before you go, young one, I have something for you.
The hermit reached into the folds of his cloak and pulled out a white candle in a wrinkled palm. He held it to his lantern and it burst into life.
May it guide you to where you wish to be.
With that, the girl turned and walked into the glowing gloom of the tunnel ahead. When she looked back to say thank you, she noticed the old man had vanished, although she could hear him humming through the cave. The girl carried on through passage after passage, following the mushrooms. She saw their ever-changing colors, heard her footsteps, heard the water drop, felt the wetness of her shoes, smelled the dankness of the cave. She tasted the moistness in the air. As she approached the exit to the tunnel, she could feel the icy air brush over her face and hair, flickering the candle flame. She stared out across the wide expanse of white and took a deep breath. She fastened her top button and took one more step into the unknown. The white expanded out in front of her. The candle allowed her to see a ring of snow around her and then a wall of black. Her heart dropped. Her knees quivered and her toes curled up in her furry shoes. How would she ever find the sun out there? She had never felt this alone, this lost and this tired. Her body ached, her mind was slow, her eyes itchy. She walked. The exhaustion was catching up with her, but she knew she had to keep moving. Everyone depended on her. That's what she told herself as she pulled her grandma's scarf across her reddened nose. She felt the scratch of the wool as it grazed her wind-blown cheeks. She blindly put one foot in front of the other, trusting that the snow would be beneath her. With every step, she lost a bit more hope. For the first time, she felt truly afraid, lost, and alone. Her fingers began to burn in the dark, icy wind. Her hair became a whip that lashed her forehead. The candle flame danced dangerously. She covered it desperately with her hand, trying with all her might to continue. She just wanted to stop. Lie down. Give up. The wind grew stronger. It blew directly in her face. The candle went out. She was plunged into darkness. Then the wind came from behind, pushing her forward, crashing her face first into the hard, compacted snow. But she got up and kept moving.
Keep going.
It came from the right, crossing her legs, tripping her up. She fell. Again, her wrists were sore. She clambered to her knees, only to be knocked from the left by a gigantic icy blast of snowy wind. Buffeted by the icy onslaught, blinded by snow and darkness, she lay, still, her body numb with cold and exhaustion, her lungs burning from the icy air. She was so afraid. She was so alone. For the first time on her journey, she thought of her mother, of her father. Their smiles reminded her of what she must do. She was lifted up by the warmth of her memories. The wind was swirling now, from left, front, right, behind, round and round. It seemed like it was coming from all directions. She could hardly breathe. She didn't know what was up and what was down. The wind grew stronger still. The blizzard was here.
All of them.
The girl remembered the hermit's words clearly. She tried her best to feel the direction with her feet, listen to the echoes of things in front of her. She could not see anything. It was hopeless. She was blind.
You have much strength. You have much strength. You are blind. Seeking is not always about looking outside for the answers.
She ignored the voice of the hermit. It just made her angry. Shielding her face, she trudged on, with no idea if she was going in the right direction, how far she had come, or if she was ever going to find shelter. But she knew stopping now would be fatal. The wind howled. The girl was scared. She felt like she was going to be dragged off her feet up the mountain and into the sky. She lifted her foot to step, but it came down exactly in the same place. She lifted her other foot. The same thing happened. She couldn't go any further. She pushed, she squeezed, she pressed. Nothing. There she stood, blasted and raw, turning on the spot to find any sense of direction or hope. Nothing. Her knees gave way, and she collapsed to the ground.
I can't. I'm too... You win. I'm sorry.
Her tears froze in the cold. She breathed out a tiny gasp of air. It was all she had left to give, and surrendered to the white. The girl wasn't sure how long she'd been lying there, if it had been mere moments or hours. But a silence surrounded her now. She opened her eyes and could make out the blizzard still raging around her. But she was in a pocket of calm, the eye of the storm, lying on her back. She gazed up. Dancing in the sky above were green, sparkling swirls of light. The snow lit up with an eerie quiet. In the calm, the girl began to feel lighter, buoyant. The darkness did not feel so dark, the snow not so cold, the wind not so strong. Her clothes were cold, but she felt warm. Her eyes were closed, but she could see light, like she was bathing in a soft, warm glow of a fire. She felt like sleeping, finally at peace. Timelessness settled upon the girl. Suddenly, her consciousness sensed a rumbling and scuffling.
Okay.
Through snow-covered eyes, the girl could make out the outline of a dog. A small, white dog.
Fancy meeting you here. You humans really don't know how to cross an ice field, do you? Always borrow.
The girl brushed the snow from her eyes and gasped.
Fox! Oh, am I glad glad to see you.
Why? What happened? Did you get tired?
You told me this would happen.
Yep. Many, many times. You never would listen though, would you, kiddo?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no need apologising to me. I got a lovely sleep under Bear's massive furry belly. I know how to rest when I know there's nothing to be done. All us animals do.
What do you mean there's nothing to be done? The sun has gone. I've failed everyone.
Are you sure about that?
The girl suddenly realised that she felt warmer, and everything around her looked lighter.
The sun! I found it! Fox! Fox, I found it!
Ah, humans. Always trying to make solutions to problems that aren't there. Only making more problems to solve. And so the whole mess starts all over again.
I thought I could solve this, though.
What if you could? What use are you if you're lying face down in the ground covered in snow? Who can you help then? You're definitely not helping yourself.
The girl fell silent at this. She didn't have an answer. She realised all along what the fox had been trying to do. Fox wasn't trying to stop her. Fox was trying to help her. Even now the blizzard raged around her, but here she sat, at peace with her friend. She sighed. The sun rose in the sky. The higher it rose, the brighter the snow shone. The girl began to sweat under all her layers. The snow began to drip from her brow and nose, and the sun beamed.
Oh, you didn't think I was leaving for good, did you, Kay?
The girl sat in stunned silence, gleaming back at the sun.
My, you did!
The sun let out a heart-rumbling roar of laughter that shook the whole galaxy.
Oh, Kay, oh, you crack me up, you do. Kay, my dear, I may not be able to stay, but I'll never leave. Even I need my rest. I need to save my energy for the rest of the world, let alone the rest of the planets. I can't imagine what the opposite side of the world is like right now. They haven't seen me in generations.
You mean there's more?
Oh, dear me. Of course there's more. Oh, you cannot be so small-minded, Kay. You share this world with millions of others. All need sun, all need rest.
Hi, I'm the sun. Well, there's really only one. I come out in day, go home at night. I bring flowers to bloom, shine bright as at noon. But if I don't go soon, your neighbors will be left in gloom. We all need a season of rest. It gives us time to digest all the things that we've learned. Stops us all from getting burned. Out goes the old, in comes the new. Let's spend the last year or two. Hunker down, cozy up, and I'll see you soon. And I'll see you soon.
Why have you stayed here so long?
Well, a bit of an overextended agreement, actually. Your mayor's grandfather was desperate to have the highest productivity in your town of Prosper. The longer the day, the more people would work, he thought. And he was right, it seems. He seemed so scared. I couldn't bear to see him like that, so I agreed to stay for 1 more hour. And that hour turned into 2, then 3, until I was staying for the whole day. And then I forgot what the day was, because I never had the night to define it. So I never left.
What made you change your mind?
I saw what it was doing to you. And I was worried for next door. They must be missing me. And you lot need some downtime. And me, well, I need a holiday. I wonder what the South is like this time of year.
Can't hang around. Up needs a down. Ground needs sky. Low needs high. The number of 2 is a collection of 1. If we focus on loss, we'll never know what we've won.
What am I to tell everyone back home? If I can't bring you back, then they'll know I failed. Mum and Dad will be so disappointed.
Oh. Okay. Kay, look at me.
The girl looked up directly at the sun and instantly clenched her eyes shut.
Oh, sorry, not the best idea, actually. What are we like? Look at me. Look at you then. I can't see. What a surprise.
The girl and the sun laughed together, and the galaxy shook again.
You haven't failed. You found me. And eventually I will come back. Not for anyone else, but for you. So, in a way, you will bring me back. Just not right away. But hey, I'll leave my good pal Moon here in my place.
The sun nodded over the girl's head towards the mountain. Slowly peeking over the summit was a gentle silvery glow. Then gliding over the rocks and stone emerged a shimmering orb. She was smiling just as much as the sun.
Look, we all need to share. Even I share with Moon over there.
Hey.
And well, with everyone really. Please welcome to the band, the Rays. And together, we are Sun and the Rays. We all need a season of rest. It gives us time to digest all the things that we've learned. Stops us all from getting burned. Out goes the old, in comes the new. Let's make the last year do. Hunker down, cozy up, and I'll see you soon. DJ! Right, what do you want? We all need a season of rest. Why? It gives us time to digest all the things that we've learned. Stops us all from getting burned. That's right. Out goes the old, in comes get it in. Let's bid the last year goodbye, yeah. Hunker down, cozy up, and I'll see you soon. Oh yes. Come on, puddle, puddle. Cozy down, and I'll see you soon. Hunker down, cozy up, and I'll see you soon. In the Moon.
Oh, hi, son. Wow, been a while since we crossed paths.
Oh, it sure has. Okay here has been out looking for me. Wanted to say a fond farewell before I head over the curve.
The sun winked at the girl.
Well, I can always stick around. Been a while since I've been over this side, and it would be nice to have someone show me around.
The moon smiled at the girl.
The other half's missing you, son. We all have. Best get round there. It's awful cold and not much has grown.
Well, that seals it. This is my stop. Ding ding.
But how will we know when you'll be back?
You see Moon over there?
Hey.
Me and her are like super glued together.
I rise.
I fall.
I fall.
I rise.
The sun and the moon bounced up and down in perfect unison. The sky flashed dark to light, then back again. The world was one big party.
And look, you can see me reflected in her.
We never lose contact. If you ever want to see where Sun is, just look at me and you'll be staring right at him.
And this time, you can look for as long as you want.
The girl grinned the biggest grin.
Whenever you see Moon on that side of the mountain,
peekaboo.
That means I'm heading over the curve this way.
And I'll be coming over the curve this way, bringing night. And whenever I'm on this side of the mountain...
The moon swooped over the sky, finding herself where the sun had just been. The sun had poked himself around the other side of the world and was now glowing red, behind the mountain.
I'll be getting up to bring the day.
And I'll be slipping off over the curve to say hello where Sun just said goodbye.
Even Stevens. See?
The girl was relieved. She now had a new friend and would always know where to find her other one. Just like that.
Sometimes we'll be gone longer than others. Like now, I need to be over the curve for a wee bit longer than usual. They need warming up. But then I can stay for a bit longer over here sometimes. We'll find a way to work it all out. You know, like maybe splitting it up into sections or something like, maybe 5. Yeah, well, I like the number 5. Yeah, no, maybe 4. I do like the number 4. 4 is a really good number, actually.
Son, focus. It's not important.
Will it be cold with you gone?
Undoubtedly. Best wrap up warm. Light some candles, put the fire on, and put your feet up. You need to save your energy.
There won't be much food around. Animals will have gone to bed under the snow, plants dive down to the roots. So, best save up what you have now. You'll be fine if you all pull together.
Yes! Body warmth!
No, son, I meant being there for each other. It can be tough when it's cold and dark. I should know, I've been over the curve for 2 ages. Kay, when the light is not on outside, you make it inside. And then you can bring it to others. And they'll need it now more than ever.
But how?
You're already doing it. This is who you are. You don't need to grasp it to make it yours. You are light.
But to keep that light, you need rest, Kay. And if that doesn't work, it's not always easy to feel light. Use what your friends gave to you.
What'd they give you, Kay?
A log, some food, and a candle.
Excellent gifts. Perfect for now.
What do you mean?
What can you make from a log to keep you warm?
Fire!
And what can you use to see when it's dark?
A candle. A candle.
And we all know what food is good for. Food fights.
Yes, thank you, son. What better way to spend the long dark than with fire, food, and light?
Together, with family.
Not always. Friends, too. Or maybe Kay will want to spend the time sitting quietly.
Oh, no thanks. I want to tell everyone about my whole journey.
The moon and the sun smiled at the girl.
Oh, that'll keep everyone happy. Telling everyone a story. I love stories.
What a wonderful idea. Make sure you describe me as brilliantly as ever.
Let Kay tell it how it is. No need to exaggerate all the time, son. Although, if you did want to elaborate on how stunningly shiny I am, I'm sure the people would agree.
See? I told you. Super glue.
The girl laughed. The sun laughed. The moon laughed. The galaxy shook.
You best be on your way, Kay. And you too, son. I'll watch over you, Kay. I'll light your way.
Thank you, Moon. Goodbye, son.
Before we take our separate paths, Kay, one more thing. Let me see that candle.
The girl held up the candle to the sun so he could see it more clearly. He beamed, and the candle flickered into life. The girl gasped.
For when you get back, a parting gift from me to Prosper. A memory of me, if you like. Well, that's me, folks. Be seeing you.
Just me and you, Moon.
That's right, Kay. But you must get back to your village. They must be so worried. Remember, one can always reflect the light.
The girl began crunching back the way she had come, following her footsteps. The white was glowing in the moon's presence. The wind was still. The candle stood straight up. Not a flicker, the flame so bright she could see every detail of the snow around her. The girl had to pause, to pull on her grandma's gloves to stop her hands from burning. The sun's light was ever so hot. All at once, a howl came through the trees in the distance. The wind was coming back. The clouds started to fade over the moon, so that all was left was the pool of light from the candle. The girl began to panic. What if the candle went out and she was plunged into darkness again with no direction home? The wind grew louder. It was almost upon her. The girl turned against the wind to protect the candle, but it was hopeless. It would never stay alight. The sun's gift was soon to be gone. The wind came. It flattened the candle. and the light dimmed. Darkness began to surround the girl. It was certain that the candle would go out. She shut her eyes to protect them from the shards of snow. But the wind passed. The girl opened her eyes only to see the candle pop back up. She frowned. How could this be? She drew in a breath and gave a sharp blow across the candle, which flickered and then popped back up. This candle would never go out. The girl began to dance and run through the snow. Fox dived after her. The stars were glittering in the darkened sky, so much clearer now that Moon was hiding behind a cloud.
Look for me in the night sky. Follow my back until you see the brightest star in the sky, the North Star.
She looked up and saw Bear hanging in the sky. A star at his eye winked. She followed his back and found the glowing North Star. Home.
Come on, Fox. I know where to go.
Oh, look at you, Kay. Quite the adventurer.
I always was. Now I have a few more tricks in my boots.
The adventurers set off on their journey home, periodically checking where the North Star was. They passed back through the humming caves where they sagely greeted the hermit. They crept past the bear. At the cave mouth, the girl had to pull Fox away from snuggling underneath the bear. Out of the cave, they trekked into the forest where they could still hear the trees chattering, but much more pleasantly this time, with occasional snores from the oak. They finally met the wall, which began the whole journey.
Right-o, kiddo. Here we are. The beginning becomes the end.
The wall seems so much smaller now.
Oh, you're an esteemed adventurer now, Kay. A wall is no barrier for someone like you.
It never was. It's what's on the other side that's the hard part.
But it's your home on the other side.
Home. Home meant something different to the girl now. It wasn't offices and schools. It was trees and caves.
What if I don't like it now? What if the others think I've failed?
Well, if you don't like it, you're only a hop over a wall to come and visit. And, look, it doesn't matter if they think you've failed. It matters what you think. You know that you haven't failed. So you get over that wall and you share your light with every last one of them, whether they like it or not.
The girl smiled. Then a tear rolled down her cheek. As it fell through the air, it froze into a perfect drop and plopped into the snow.
I'm going to miss you, Fox.
Okay, I'm going to miss you too. But I know a couple of others who have missed you for a lot longer.
I'll come back every day.
I'll hold you to that.
With that, the girl clambered over the snow-covered wall. When she was at the top, she looked down at the fox's beaming, toothy grin. He then turned and padded off through the snow and into the forest. All that was left were tiny paw prints.
Look out for that icy patch.
Hang about! This snow's yellow! What's that about? I want to sit down! It's making really wild.
Blowing out the
everywhere.
That's mine. One of Stop throwing those things at me. No, you don't work. No, I can't
Crisp,
I'm
pristine
supposed to get to
snow.
work because you blocked the office door. I can't walk through snow, Greg. I cannot walk through snow.
Prosper was in shambles. Townsfolk were scuffling through the snow, slipping on the ice, blowing on their hands to keep them warm. The mayor even had their feet in the speaker's armpits to keep them warm. When the girl trekked into the town square, everyone stopped what they were doing and looked at her, then erupted into panicked joy.
Oh, good! We can go back to work again, right?
Yay!
The sun's back!
Order! I demand order!
Silence!
The town fell silent.
Thank you, Speaker. Greetings!
Kay.
I knew that. I was pausing for dramatic effect.
The mayor waved his hands in such a fashion which could only be described as jazz hands, although Prosper knew nothing of jazz. The girl stared at him.
We are all very, very eager to see the sun once again. Where is it? In your bag? Your pocket?
Speak up, girl. We can't hear you. Where is the sun? He must answer to us. It is of vital importance. Prosper has dropped in efficiency 95.9876% since the sun's been gone. People are eager to get back to work.
I'm not.
I don't have the sun.
A stunned silence swept through the crowd. Then,
Oh, Prosperous!
Preposterous.
Phosphorus?
You don't have it? You don't have it? What use is that? Oh, we are doomed! Doomed! Everyone, evacuate! Prosper is lost! We will never produce again! Productivity is hopeless!
You have failed, child. Why we ever trusted her on this most important task I will never know. You are a failure, and of no use. We only need useful people in Prosper. Be gone.
Kay!
pushing through the crowd, came the girl's parents.
Oh my goodness, Kay!
Oh, Kay. We were so worried. Everyone was telling us stories about how you'd ran off to find the sun.
Come here. We are so happy to have you home.
No, none of that. Affection is inefficient, and that child is a waste. We cannot waste vital resources on waste. It's wasteful.
Oh, that's a lot of waste.
The girl's mum slowly turned around to the speaker and glared at him. For the first time in all the girl's years, the speaker seemed small, mild, like a mouse.
If you ever say that to Kay again, you will have me to answer to.
And me.
Mum, Dad, it's all right. It's true. I don't have the son with me. But I did find him. He is coming back. He just can't right now.
Oh, why didn't you lead with that?
Yeah.
Let my daughter speak.
He is coming back, but we have to be patient. In the meantime, he gave me this.
The girl held out her candle. She blew on the flame and it went flat, then bounced right back up. The whole town gasped.
This is to bring a bit of the sun's light when it's dark.
The girl passed it to the nearest townsfolk, who gawped in amazement. Then they began to pass their hands through the flame.
Oh! It's still hot. A hermit in a glowing cave gave me the candle. He was such a wise man.
She reached into her bag and pulled out the bundle of wood from the oak.
Here, to keep us even warmer. Here's some dry wood from the oak in our neighbouring forest. She's asleep now. She said she didn't want to rest, but we convinced her it was a good idea.
Don't be silly, girl. Tweez don't talk.
Maybe not to you. And here.
The girl reached once more into her bag and pulled out the packet of food from the bear. But she struggled. She heaved and pulled, but she couldn't get it out of the bag. It had grown. One by one, the girl and her parents pulled out parcel after parcel of food. Here was a ham, there was some lamb. Here a potato, there a tomato. They kept sharing it out amongst the townsfolk. There was enough for a feast 5 times over. There were even some napkins and some cutlery.
Oh, what a spread.
Oh, it's hams, have it?
Is this a tomato or a tomato, eh? It's both.
The spirits of Prosper were lifted. Everyone began chatting and laughing, so excited to get tucked into the food, gather around a fire and see everyone's faces once more. But not everyone was pleased.
Well, this is all well and good, but we are still at an all-time low in productivity. There are no jobs because we cannot function in the dark. Oh, this won't do at all.
We will have to take all the food, fire and light and make sure we use it efficiently and on a rota. No fun to be had. Fun is foolish and inefficient.
I suppose they're right.
What were we thinking?
Fun is foolish.
No!
Hey, it's all right.
No, it's not. These are things to be shared and enjoyed for all of us. But I brought back one more thing, Dad. Dad, can I get on your shoulders?
Of course, Kay. The girl clambered up onto her dad until she was a head and shoulders taller than the crowd. She felt as tall as the oak, as strong as the bear, as wise as the hermit, as relentless as the blizzard, calm as the moon, and as bright as the sun. She spoke loud and clear, with not a doubt in her mind.
When I tried to find the sun, I got lost in the blizzard. I was so tired, I couldn't have gone on. All the while, the fox and everyone else had told me...
There was a talking fox.
Oh, I love foxes. I'm invested.
Shush, I'm trying to listen.
Everyone I met told me how important rest is. Especially now when the sun is gone. I didn't listen until it was nearly too late. We never know what is round the corner, so we better rest, so we can deal with whatever comes our way.
The townsfolk began to mumble in agreement. The mayor and the speaker shuffled nervously, looking back and forth amongst the crowd.
Look around. Everything apart from us goes to bed when it's cold and dark. The tree, the bear, the fox all rest now so they can have all the energy to have fun when it gets warm again. How will we ever be able to work when the sun comes back if we've used it all up now? We've been working for years now. Even Grandma says so.
Ah, this is true. Once there was light and dark. When did it start getting light all the time?
Ever since the mayor's grandfather got the sun to stay so we could all work longer.
Slowly, all of Prosper turned to face the mayor and the speaker. They grinned sheepishly.
You what?
All this time, I could have been having a good old rest once a year.
I worked my fingers to the bone.
I can't even feel my fingers.
That's because it's cold.
Oh.
Well, I didn't know what it would do. Grandpappy said it was for the best.
And it is. We are more productive than we have ever been. We have more advanced technology than we ever would have if we had stayed where we were. We live in luxury.
But I never get to enjoy it.
I hardly get to ever see my children because they're always at school.
And when we aren't working, we're all so tired, we just go to bed.
Quiet!
Everyone, including the speaker and the mayor, turned to the girl, who was still on Dad's shoulders. His legs were beginning to shake now.
We all need to stop. Look at us. We're all so tired and so sad. They told us this productivity was supposed to bring happiness. Let's take this as our time to rest. Then, when we come back, we will be productive and happy.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey, I'm on board.
So when do we start?
I'm good for tomorrow.
Oh, no, I'm busy tomorrow.
Well, how about next week?
Let me check my diary.
No, now. Follow me.
Now, hold on just a minute. Who calls the shots around here?
We all do. You come rest too. You have done so much. You have guided us through some tough times. You need to rest as well. You have worked so amazingly hard for so long. Aren't you tired?
Oh, shucks. Well, I suppose I could do with putting my feet up. Productivity is hard to manage. So many people to keep happy all the time. I sometimes feel I haven't done a very good job at all.
Oh, Mayor! You don't need to do everything yourself. You can trust us. We care about Prosper too.
Well, when you put it like that, I suppose it wouldn't do any harm to rest for a wee while.
Oh, you fool, Mayor. Prosper's productivity will fail if we rest. Resting is for lazy people. Are you lazy, girl? Are you trying to make Prosper fail?
The girl was stunned into silence. The speaker stared at her with that belittling smile he was so very good at. She felt small and useless again. Suddenly, something changed within her. She sat a bit taller on her dad's shoulders and spoke directly to the speaker.
I can see you're scared, Speaker. You're scared for what will happen to Prosper if we don't do anything. But don't worry. A good friend of mine told me that to not take action is also action. Who knows? Maybe by resting, we'll find a better way to make Prosper, well, prosper. We'll surely be able to work better when we've all had a good sleep.
Everyone, including the mayor, turned to the speaker with an expectant gaze.
Oh, fine. You are right, I mean Kay. I must admit, I can feel how tired I have become. Let us rest.
Come on, everyone! Onward, Dad!
All of Prosper followed the girl to the mayor's hall. There they lit a huge fire in the hearth, and the wood burned all night. They lit candles to see everyone's smiles, and they all cooked a mountainous feast that would feed the gods 5 times over. The girl told them her story of finding the sun from beginning to end. It was the first story that had ever been told in the town of Prosper. Doubly long because of all the questions being asked, mainly by the mayor, who was so entranced by the tale. The girl answered every question with delight. The speaker sat in silent awe, listening. After this, they all slept the soundest sleep they'd had for an age, knowing that the next day they could do it all over again. After a few weeks of merriment, stories, food, fire, friends, and family, the sun began to return, and everyone was very happy to see him. He would stay for a few hours to begin with, and then gradually he visited for longer. Every time he went away, the townsfolk greeted the moon with a fond hello. And when it was time for Sun to leave once more, Prosper did not fret, for they knew what to do now. Over time, the town of Prosper learned to share the world with nature and magic alike, inviting it to share in their prosperity, bringing more magical tales with it. Balance was restored, and the universe rested easy. Now our tale has come to an end, but I wonder how your tale will unfurl. I hope you have a restful winter, and when the sun returns for longer days, you will be filled with bright light and joy for the newly born world. May the light be forever with you, and illuminate even the darkest of times. Play me out, maestro.
And our voices for the evening. Lawrence Neal as our narrator. Nathan McGowan voicing the mayor, the fox and dad. Adam Bow as the speaker and the holly. Michelle Bailey as Kay. The You and the Moon by Eleanor Beck. The Oak by Helen Coverdale. The Hermit voiced by Matthew Nicholson. And Liam Scarth voicing the Bear and the Sun. Give them a round of applause from your sofas. That's right, nice and loud. Alright, join in with the chorus, you know it by now. We all need a season of rest. It gives us time to digest all the things that we've learned. Stops us all from getting burned. Out goes the old, in comes the new. Let's break the last year or two. Hunker down, cozy up, and I'll see you soon. DJ! Right, what do you want? We all need a season of rest. Why? It gives us time to digest all the things that we've learned. All the things we've learned. Stops us all from getting burned. That's right. Out goes the old in. Come get it in. Let's bid the last year. Oh my yeah. Hunker down, cozy up, and I'll see you soon. Oh yes. Come on, cuddle puddle. Cozy down, and I'll see you soon. Hunker down, cozy up, and I'll see you soon. Yes! Yeah!
Thank you for enjoying the show. If you would like to donate to the artists who came together to make this show for you, please do so following the Ko-fi link below. Enjoy your evening and have a happy winter.